Hello and welcome back to the tribe. Ilya dropped a new preview version of CSP with some interesting updates and fixes. Version 1.80 preview 346 can now be downloaded through his Patreon page by becoming a Patreon of Ilya. Let's see what the major changes are. A new feature for custom car physics if explicitly configured in car physics data, car Butterflex, giving cars a bit more flexibility to replicate body movement according to rigidity of car bodies. This should allow to replicate body behavior of less rigid street cars or even lesser rigid roadsters or even convertibles. Both visual and physical aspects of it should work well, integrating with aero, suspensions, collisions, and even having a bit of flex from the engine's torque. Even it will be possible to shift weight of the driver when racing cars. Moving on to experimental physics tweaks. 9 new options for tweaking physics simulation are now included and can be found in Settings, Custom Shaders Patch, and then under General Patch Settings. These are currently for offline racing, but they should improve overall physics for the cars which have custom physics active. Check them out one by one in the settings. Next up is updated particles. Foliage and track surface particles have been reworked so that pieces of grass now actually look more realistic and they behave more realistically as well, since now with fully reworked collisions they should also properly interact with cars, even getting shoved away by wipers or bouncing off walls. Sparks were also improved to finally get a bit of life back into them, and smoke now can sync with surface color for a more dynamic look. Next on the list is App Shelf. That's the name for the new app gallery folder on the right hand side app drawer. You can now browse apps, install, update and uninstall them live, all with automatic updates too. There are some new and updated apps as well. Radar, replacement for built-in radar app, now written in Lua. Unlike the old one, this app has a new shading, shows edges of a track, as well as brake lights and some more details. Time shift, just like in Forza Horizon, if you want to practice a certain corner or made a mistake, this app can help by allowing you to rewind back the time in offline practice sessions. It would of course invalidate your lap time, but it might still be good for testing and rewind your mistakes. Setup Exchange, a small tool extending the setup menu, allowing to share setups in a gallery, download and apply these setups, as well as discuss setups in the comments. Moving on to the CSP Debug App. If you are working on new cars or just like to test things further, CSP Debug App now has a tab called Car. Save and load full car states including velocity, use mouse to drag car around, press a button for a small jump, or simulate extra weight to see how suspension will react. Even more interesting with Butterflex. There are also a lot of fixes, especially for VR and other things. Just a few highlights. VR got a lot of fixes, including a fix for stereo mirrors, smoothing for mirrored image, ASW2 and post processing. Knee trees now work with VRSS and got some more fixes for shading in the distance. Dynamic shadows from headlights won't flicker as much anymore. Major part of rendering logic has been fully rewritten to run faster and more reliably. And parallax for skid marks no longer makes VR drivers sick, along with some other improvements. Make sure to check out the full changelog, you might be surprised. And that's been it, see you in another video, take care.